The most dangerous man you will ever meet is not the loudest in the room, not the angriest, not the one who threatens. It is the man who was shattered deeply enough to become unrecognizable and still chose to rise. This is the most dangerous man, the man who hit rock bottom, who was stripped down to nothing, tested by hardship, shattered, but not broken. This is not about aggression, anger, or disorder. It is about a man who faced his fears, confronted his weaknesses, and chose to rebuild. Not because he was saved, but because he decided to stand. This is the man who walked through experiences that removed everything unnecessary. And instead of collapsing, he restored his own structure. He examined what failed, removed what was weak, reinforced what mattered. What was once brick, he reforged into steel, not in a moment of rage, but through patience, discipline, and repetition. In the process, he didn't just recover, he restructured himself, not into something reactive, but into something deliberate. He rebuilt in silence, in the shadows, out of sight. There was no applause, and when he returned, he was not the man people remembered. He returned with order where there was once chaos, with stability where there was once collapse. He came back not to announce himself, but because he was ready. And by then, no one expected him to return at all. When everything falls apart, when people disappear, when the world goes quiet, there is one responsibility that remains: himself. And that realization changes a man. It reshapes how he thinks, how he moves, how he carries pressure. A man who has faced his darkest moments alone develops a level of clarity and self-trust that cannot be taught or transferred. You don't learn it from advice, you earn it by enduring. He no longer fears being alone. He understands its value. He no longer seeks approval. He outgrew the need for it. He does not chase people. What is meant to remain in his life does not need to be forced. When a man has been broken and rebuilt, his power no longer comes from who stands beside him. It comes from who he became when nobody else did. That is why he is dangerous, not to people, but to anything or anyone that tries to drag him back to who he used to be. He is not fragile. He is not lost. He is not emotionally shut down. He is intentional, self-directed, unshakably self-reliant. A man like this does not crumble under pressure. He has already lived inside it. And now when pressure returns, he doesn't retreat from it. He leans into it because it no longer scares him. If this resonated, don't explain it. Write in the comments, forged in silence, not for visibility, for alignment. A man who speaks constantly is leaking strength without realizing it. Every unnecessary word hands his position away. Every explanation gives others something to pull on. Silence is not weakness. Silence is compression. When you stop narrating your thoughts, people stop predicting your moves. When you stop announcing your plans, interference disappears. Confusion replaces expectation. And confusion is leverage. The practice is simple but brutal. Say less than you feel compelled to say. If something does not need to be spoken, let it die inside you. Power accumulates where words are restrained. Nothing valuable grows in constant exposure. Noise attracts attention, and attention attracts friction. The strongest periods of growth are quiet, repetitive, and unseen. This is where skill sharpens. This is where discipline becomes identity. If you are constantly visible, you are constantly interrupted. If you are constantly interrupted, you cannot compound. Choose obscurity on purpose. Work where no one can comment, judge, or interfere. When you return, You won't need to announce yourself. The man who needs to be liked is already compromised. His direction bends with applause. His confidence collapses with criticism. Approval creates dependency. Dependency kills autonomy. When your worth is outsourced, your power follows it. Train yourself to move without witnesses. Make decisions without consulting the crowd. Let discomfort become familiar. The moment you stop asking, "Is this okay?" you start becoming dangerous. Seneca warned of the danger of the crowd long before the world became addicted to it. He knew that the man who lives by the opinions of others is not free. He is owned. The one who craves approval becomes a prisoner, pulled by praise, broken by criticism, moved like a puppet by invisible strings. But the man who stands firm, silent, unmoved, disciplined, terrifies people because they cannot control him. They cannot sway him. They cannot predict him. And what cannot be controlled is always attacked. Most visions are killed before they are born, not by failure, but by exposure. The moment you explain what you're building, the world begins to tear at it. Not because people are evil, but because doubt is contagious. Every opinion pulls your vision slightly off-center until you're defending instead of building. A disciplined man keeps his blueprint private. He allows his plan to harden before exposing it to daylight. Build first, reveal later. Let the result be the explanation. Social validation trains weakness through repetition. Each like teaches you to crave the next one. Over time, your focus fractures, your nervous system becomes reactive, your sense of self erodes. A disciplined man treats attention like fire, useful in controlled amounts, destructive when uncontained. Reduce exposure. Stop feeding your progress to strangers. If something does not serve growth, it gets cut. Clarity returns when stimulation is removed. A weak mind absorbs everything. A strong mind filters ruthlessly. Not every message deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves residence in your head. Your attention is a resource. Spend it intentionally or lose it permanently. Create rules for access to your time, your thoughts, your emotional energy. Mental sovereignty is the foundation of all power. The man who reacts is already behind. The man who remains still controls the frame. Anger, defensiveness, and explanation are tells. They reveal insecurity. Discipline is the ability to pause while others collapse into impulse. Practice restraint daily. Respond late. Speak deliberately. Act decisively. Calm is not passive. Calm is prepared. When people overlook you, they stop tracking you. When they stop tracking you, you gain freedom. Let others waste energy posturing. Let them mistake silence for weakness. While they perform, you refine. While they announce, you execute. Strike only when there is no doubt and no defense. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation fades. Discipline compounds. Build routines that function without enthusiasm. Show up when the feeling is gone. What you repeat becomes who you are, and who you are determines what you can hold. If you've stayed with this message, you already know what comes next. At some point, a man must decide what he will no longer tolerate. Staying in environments that drain you teaches the world how to treat you. A strong man does not negotiate his dignity. He withdraws it. Walking away does not require explanation. Explanation is submission disguised as politeness. Leave cleanly. Say nothing. Do not look back. And once you leave, disappear. No updates, no justification, no emotional leakage. Silence after departure is final. It creates weight. It forces reflection where argument never could. This is where most men fail. They keep one foot in the past, waiting to be understood. But a man who has rebuilt himself does not live to convince. He builds. Quietly, consistently, relentlessly. This is not a season for noise. This is a season for alignment. Work unseen, sharpened daily. Let silence carry the weight. When the result arrives, it will speak with authority and no introduction. If this message resonated, write in the comments. Forged in silence. Not for me. For yourself. If you're walking this path of discipline, self-command, and quiet strength, subscribe and stay close. More lessons await.